What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I have been tracking one of my guests on the show, Tom Orzechowski, who is leading an effort named Estimate of the Situation. And they started out as a comic book or a graphic novel, but they've really evolved over the last year. It is Tom Orzechowski and John Zoitos who are leading this effort. And I've showed you a clip from the Aviary.
And I'm not just talking about like lights in the sky or crop circle in the middle of the woods, or even a story that they heard from a friend of a friend, something that they saw with their own eyes and they think is real.
My buddy at work, he loves talking about UFOs.
The objects that are being seen by commercial pilots are performing maneuvers that are unexplainable due to our current understanding of our technology.
Is there any indication that these UAPs could be essentially collecting reconnaissance?
Are you aware of any of our enemies that have that capability?
No.
You know what he told me? He told me that the government will actually feed journalists fake stories on purpose, and then later they'll expose them, so they all look like frauds and nut jobs and you can't trust anybody about anything. It's crazy, right? There's a whole team dedicated to it. What did he say they were called? The Aviation Group or something?
No, the Aviary.
What's that?
The Aviary, it's the group of individuals loosely associated with military intelligence. They act as disinformation agents effectively. They create and spread fake government documents in order to discredit real legitimate researchers who are trying to talk about this stuff, as well as contaminating the flow of information so then nobody knows what's going on. I mean, you don't have to look far to find it, right? All you need is an internet connection. You can look up things like the Majestic 12 documents, Project Serpo, psychological operations of Paul Benowitz. He's an American citizen, for God's sake. I mean, it's everywhere. You can't escape it. So that's probably why nobody knows what's going on.
That they produced that is really incredible in the lighting, the quality, the script, everything is mwah. They just released a full scene of the project that they're doing, which is, I think it's gonna be a live action long format film. And I gotta show you what they've been doing. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to react to it because I haven't seen it at all. And we'll just talk about it on the other side. It's been one hell of a ride since we launched Estimate of the Situation in 2022. If you've been tracking the progression, you'll know how far we've come. This scene blends traditional BFX with AI tools, Midjourney and Kling AI. It is the first taste of something bigger on the horizon. Support the mission, grab an issue at blacktidelabs.nyc. This is exciting, so let's do it. In mid-1947, a wave of unidentified aerial sightings was reported across the continental United States. While publicly dismissing these reports, the government launched an official investigation into the phenomena, fearing the Soviet Union had developed advanced aerial technology that could evade detection and penetrate U.S. airspace.
Across the nation has made headlines out of it, and this afternoon we are honored indeed to have here in our studio this man, Kenneth Arnold, who we believe may be able to get
advice that it's natural phenomena, that it's a natural psychosis. Half the people.
That's John Zoitos right there, part of Estimate of the Situation.
The country are scared to death, and some of the people who have reported seeing these strange goings on in the air.
In a matter of minutes, a flight of 4 P-51 fighter planes approaching the field were contacted by radio and asked to chase the object. Leader of the flight was Captain Thomas F. Mantell, Jr. The object Captain Mantell chased to his tragic death is now officially marked unidentified.
What do you know?
I spoke to Colonel Hicks. The object was white and metallic. They tracked it for over half an hour before Captain Mantell's unit entered the area to intercept.
P-51s.
Yes, sir. 4 of them. But once the object reached 15,000 feet, 3 of the pilots broke off due to oxygen concerns. Only Captain Mantell maintained pursuit. He reached over 25,000 feet before he lost radio contact.
Bro, this is next level stuff. Kudos to both of you and the entire team. This is really good.
And fell into a nosedive some minutes later.
Nothing in the wreckage to indicate he was shot down.
No, sir. No, they have no doubt he lost consciousness from a lack of oxygen. There was nothing that could be done.
How close did he manage?
Not close. Flight control said it was faster than anything they had ever seen.
Sons of bitches. How fast does Mustangs get?
430 knots, give or take.
They couldn't get close. Goddamn sons of bitches. What did Rand have to say about this?
Rand has assured me that they have no domestic project of any kind that...
Rand, as in Rand Industries, one of the aerospace companies that have been talked about for decades now, of potentially having reverse engineered technology, just so you know.
It's the criteria.
I already know that. What do they think it is?
They have no idea.
And what do you think it is?
I don't know, sir.
That's not good enough, Colonel.
The reports remain consistent. We have credible sightings now in the United States, Canada, England, Hungary, Finland, Sweden, Guam, and Japan. Not to mention unconfirmed reports elsewhere. No sound, extreme maneuverability, high rate of climb, hypersonic velocity, no apparent means of propulsion, no heat signatures of any kind. Highly advanced evasive maneuvers when intercepted. It's shaped like discs. Flying saucers.
They're watching us, George. They're analyzing us, waiting for us to react, to make a mistake. They'll strike. It's just a matter of time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I'll keep digging.
Gotta give it to you guys. Can't wait to see the whole thing. And when I interviewed Tom on the show, and he's going to be on the show again, he already told me yes. I still don't know exactly when, but when we spoke the first time, he was still doing, and he still does, the graphic novel. And what he basically does is he uses unclassified documents through FOIA that came out through FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. And he is trying to tell the story that is actually happening and that has been happening since the 40s. And it can even go further than that, because I already had Craig Oliver and Michael Armentor on talking about the Magenta crash. And I'm sure there are many more stories about that. There's the flight ship phenomenon from the early 1900s that also took place. So potentially estimate of the situation could even do stuff that far away in the past. This level of production is incredible. So I really do hope that you guys can check it out and that you guys support Estimate of the Situation. It's one of the few projects that is actually doing real life storytelling to this level of stuff that actually happened about the UFO phenomenon. And there are not many that are doing that. I could think of just a few, like Steven Spielberg, who did the Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Denis Villeneuve, who did Arrival, they had advisors that are involved in investigation of these topics in real life. So a lot of what they did on those films is based on real life stuff and real life events and real life people. Spielberg himself did a character that is based on Dr. Jacques Vallée, and he was advised by none other than J. Allen Hynek himself and Vallée too. So what Tom is trying to do here is trying to mirror what these big time directors did. And I would say that the level of quality that he's doing right now is amazing. So kudos to you and your team, man. I just hope that we can see more of this soon. And whenever we speak on the show, just let's go through it all. And man, congratulations. And the scene that they caught here has to do with one of the most famous cases in UFO history, which is the Kenneth Arnold sightings. Kenneth Arnold in the early 40s, he reported, and he was the first person who actually said the phrase flying saucer. And that entered the collective imaginarium. And for many years, what people saw in the skies were that flying saucers. But there's this belief that this shape has changed over years. Right now, for example, we have the orb phenomenon. And what people see and the things that I think are really anomalous and that are real are these orbs. And at night, they're orbs of light. And during the day, they're orbs of metal that people see all around the world. Back in the 80s, for example, people started reporting black triangles. And one of the Skywatcher team members, he reported that he used the psionic abilities to call on one of these black triangles, but it was massive. Then in the 90s, there was the Phoenix Lights incident that seemed to be one of these large triangles. And as you guys know, and if you don't, I'll tell you right now, there's been reports of an alleged TR3B or Astra or Black Manta. There are many names for these black triangles that some think that may be reverse engineered technology from these aerospace companies, and others think that they may be anomalous and they don't know what they are. They're just big black triangles. Different sizes, though. Some are really huge, some are smaller, some have lights, others don't. So it's kind of hard to make out. I did talk to one of the Skywatcher people via DMs, and they told me that they do think that these black triangles are both reverse engineered and anomalous. And I asked them about the Tic Tac too, and they think that the Tic Tac is anomalous, contrary to what Dr. Stephen Greer says. He believes that the Tic Tac was made by Lockheed Martin. So we don't know for sure. But it was interesting to speak to one of these Skywatcher people, and they truly believe that a lot of these are anomalous, but also they think that there is potentially reverse engineered technology out there. This is from Skywatcher people. So we could have both things happening simultaneously. So that's interesting to ponder, right? That was the case that they touched on, the estimate of the situation, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments about this scene. I absolutely loved it, but I want to know your thoughts. And what do you think about what the Skywatcher folks told me about these craft? That some are anomalous and some seem to be, and they believe they are, reverse engineered technology from humans. That's wild. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can get notified when new video drops. If you want to support the channel in any other way, I'm going to leave you links in the description. Take your pick. You can also support us on the KGRA website, or you can also become a member. That'd be really cool. But if you do the free stuff, that's what helps us the most. So thank you. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive always. Bye.